Okay, so welcome to the fourth session of this week, and that is ninth week, and here we are discussing about issues related to career planning and development. Now, when we are talking about issues related to career planning and development, we must understand some of the basic concepts related to career planning and career management or career development that we have already talked about, and then we move to discuss about different stages of career that a person has to go through in his life cycle. And then we also discuss that we need to identify our strengths and weaknesses when it comes to planning our career, so that we get into the right kind of career and do not regret at a later stage, right. So, after discussing these things, we have to see that what are the efforts that is made by the organization to plan your career. See, as an individual, you are responsible to make your career, right, and you take initiatives, you develop your strategy, and then you try to see that you develop your career within the organizational system. Okay. But at the same time, organizations are also equally responsible to ensure your career growth and development in the organization. And in the process, what happens that you have to see that whether you are going to match the requirement of the organization in terms of competencies, skill and knowledge base at a particular level in which you want to go, right. So, it is very important to see that your career plan is aligned with the organizational career plan, because organizations have fixed career plan in the sense that they have career paths from starting from the lower end to higher end, and you keep on moving from one stage to another stage in the hierarchy. Now, when you keep on moving in the hierarchy, so you require definite set of skills and experience to move to the next level in the hierarchy. Now, when we are talking about that you require this, so whether organization on his end is going to make any effort or initiative to ensure that you are able to develop those set of skills and you have those experiences through these HRD interventions, so that you are able to move without any problem, right. And that is where HRD has a very important role to play. The HRD professionals should be responsible to look into these issues and see that what needs to be done in order to see that people have those set of skills and experiences to move ahead in the career. Now, when we are going to discuss about these issues, this is what is very much of concern to the top management, HRD professionals and line managers, right. In addition to when we are talking about individuals and their goals and objectives, so far as career is concerned, being aligned with the organizational career plans or organizational career systems, right. So, this is what we are going to discuss in this session is related to what you call organizational career plan. So, when we are going to talk about this organizational career plan, we also need to see that what needs to be done. So, see what are the various activities that is taking place in the name of career planning activities. Okay. See, these are some of the activities that has to be taken up by both the individual as well as the organization, right. So, we start with say career exploration. So, what individual does in the process to start with? He is trying to explore his career, okay, that what kind of career is going to be more suitable for him. So, in this process what is the role of the organization? Organization should facilitate by providing as much information as possible to see to it that people are able to explore the right kind of career, right. Say when you are talking about being self aware, so you go through self assessment process, you scan the environment, look at the constraints or the restraints that is created by the environment, and then you try to assess yourself in terms of strength, your weaknesses and the kind of opportunities that is going to be available to you. Here also organization can help you, okay. They can provide or facilitate this process of assessment by making available those tools and techniques which can be used by you to assess yourself, right. Similarly, sometimes it is not possible for you to set goals for yourself, because you are not competent enough or you are not able to visualize what kind of career depending upon your knowledge and skill would be suitable for you, right, or where you want to go. Even in realization of your goals, it is very, very important that when you set the goals, the management or the supervisors and the managers come forward to see to it that when you are going to set the goal, they also facilitate this process, right. Similarly, when it comes to strategic development, you remember we talked about these points, but what we are going to discuss here is that what is the role of HR professionals in the picture and how management or line managers are going to help you to see to it that you are able to go through these processes, right. Whether it is career exploration, assessing yourself, setting the goals, or when it comes to strategy development. So, maybe line managers can facilitate this process to help you to see that how you are going to develop a strategy. So, what kind of actions plans should you plan, because senior managers are experienced enough. So, he might appoint a mentor, say a mentor for you. So, the mentor is going to guide and see to it depending upon your interest and this kind of see that this is how you can go about it. Okay. These are the activities that you need to take up, right. Okay. So, once you develop these strategies, then you have to implement these strategies to achieve your career goals, okay. And then organization can develop a mechanism to see that you are able to implement those strategies, and there also HR can facilitate this process. When I am saying that HR can facilitate the process, what does it mean? It means that HR is going to see to it that it is going to provide you all kind of enabling factors, starting with systems, structure, okay, a defined role, a process, right, kind of culture and leadership that is required, commitment and resources that is required. So, that when you try to implement these strategies or actions plan to develop yourself in the career, you are able to do it. It means, see, you are at particular level and now you want to move to the next level. So, you require definite set of skills and experiences. So, how do you gain these sets of experiences and skills, and that is where senior managers and mentors can help you to define these kind of things, and they also can guide you that how do you go about it. So, that you are able to implement those strategies. Similarly, when it comes to monitoring your progress towards the goal that you have set for yourself. Now, when it comes to monitoring your goal, what is the thing that is required? Yes, what you need to do is that you have to see that as a line manager or HR professionals or from the management side, you are going to develop a mechanism of feedback. So, you have a feedback system in place, which is going to tell the person that how far he has gone, what kind of skills he has developed, what kind of skills he is yet to develop to take over the positions at the next level, right. So, this feedback has to come from various sources, maybe from the you can go for assessment centers or you can go for 360-degree feedback to check whether the person is able to realize his goal properly or not, because if you do not provide this kind of feedback, at the end of the day probably he would not be in a position to say whether he has reached to this goal or not. But if you tell him or give a regular feedback, continuous feedback, probably he would be in a better position to know how well he is progressing. Okay. So, you need to provide feedback from different sources. So, a better strategy would be to go for 360-degree feedback, okay. And then you also facilitate the process of evaluating career, okay. And then once you go for analysis of the career in terms of achieving its goals and objectives, you see to it that how the person is going to evaluate his career, what kind of facilities were there which facilitated, what are the things which hindered the process, what are the barriers, what needs to be done in order to outcome it, and then again this entire cycle has to be repeated whether the person is not able to move to these goals and objectives, right. So, that is where in all kind of career management activities you will find that organization has a very important role to play. Now, if you look at this session, you will find that organizational career plan is very important, okay, because it is once you enter into the system at a particular level, then you move ahead. So, it is an ongoing process. It is not that once you move from one level to another level, it starts, it stops. So, suppose this is the career ladder or career path, and these are the different levels, okay, in the organization which you are going to move. Say starting with E1, or if you are a manager, M1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6. Now, when you have these things with you, what I want to tell you that it is not that you are moving from this place to this place only. from E1 to E2. It means, this is the entry level position. So, you are moving from here. Now, again you have to move from this place to this place, okay, in the hierarchy. So, this is the what you call career ladder, okay. And you need to progress continuously, and each stage you require skills, knowledge and behaviors plus experience also. Because you know that certain organizations have norms that, okay, unless you have definite set of experiences or you have certain number of years of experiences, then you will not be able to move. Even if you have those skill sets and knowledge base, you will not be able to move it. So, sometimes that is also considered. So, whether it is a skill or say knowledge or behavior or experience, all these 4 things matter, okay, for you to move from one place to another place. So, unless you have this, it is not possible for you to it, right. So, it is an ongoing process. You keep on moving from one place to another place unless you reach to the top. And since this is a hierarchical system, it is very difficult to move to after certain levels. So, suppose you have moved to up to 5. Since E6 will have only one person at the top, E6. So, more or less you stop here. It means that your growth and development can happen to only up to a certain level, right. Now, this is the area organizational career plan. Now, you have the individual career plan. Okay. So, individual career plan, which include the number of activities like identifying your career goals, then developing a strategy that how to achieve it, then implementing them and then working towards that, so that you are able to do it. So, you have to see that what kind of activities you are going to plan at this level, right. So, you need to plan those activities at here. So, you are able to move from here to here. Then similarly, you have to plan a different set of activities. Okay, so, these different set of activities will help you to move from here to this place, next level of the organization, right. So, what I want to say is that if you look at the organizational career plan and the individual career plan, they must be aligned with each other in such a way, so that you move as per your expectations and grow ahead and develop yourself in your career as per the organizational norms and values, right. Now, when we are talking about organizational career plan, it means that you have to develop very close systems of individual career plan and organizational career plan, and they must be aligned in such a way, so that you are able to develop yourself. Now, moving to the next part, where we are going to discuss about what are the various models that is available. Now, if you look at this, who is responsible for career development of people in the organization? Okay. So, there could be a number of stakeholders. Individual, we have already talked about that how individual go for career planning and development activities, what are the various activities that they have to do in the previous session. Then line managers, since they are directly concerned with their growth and development and also their performance, they should be equally responsible. Then HRD professionals are career counselors, sometimes HRD professionals also act as career counselors, and they are responsible to see to it that people grow in their career and development. And as we have discussed already, that is a cyclical process, it is a continuous process, where you keep on moving from one place to another place. You have to define the role of different set of people in the process separately. So, we move on to discuss about the roles of the individual to start with, then we will talk about the role of the managers and HRD professionals in the process. Now, if you look at the role of the individuals, okay. So, if you look, so say there could be a lot of questions from the individual side. Okay. So, they must understand what do you mean by career, what is the career goals, why they have to go for these kind of things, they have to move from which place to which place, right, whom they need to approach in terms of getting some kind of facilitation learning, like they could be supervisors, they could be mentors, or they could be top management, or sometimes even unions also, because they are going to facilitate this process, right. And then you also need to ensure that when they are going to take the right kind of move, right, because not necessarily that all the time they are going to have these kind of things. Okay. And then the most important thing that they should know how to move from one place to another place. Okay. So, for that they are going to develop their own strategy, okay. They have to have their own goals and objectives so far as career is concerned, right. and they should know what to do and why they are going to do it. So, they must understand what is the objective of doing these things as a part of the career development, which they should do it, and from where they should start, who is going to help in the process, when they should start it, and how they will be doing it. So, basically individuals who is actually responsible for his growth and development has to be facilitated by a number of stakeholders in the process. It could be senior managers, the line managers, or even HRD professionals, as we talked about. So, now each one has a distinct and separate role to perform in the life of the individual when it comes to career goals. And now, individual should be apprised about it, and they should understand, okay, this is the process through which they can go to develop themselves. So, apart from the individual role, next thing that we are going to discuss is what is the responsibility of the managers. Okay. So, since managers are going to facilitate this process, okay, with the support and resources that is provided by the top management, so they are going to coach. Suppose you do not know how to perform your job effectively, right, then they are going to coach you on the job, right. They are going to evaluate you to tell you that, okay, what is your level of performance, and this is the level of performance that you have to achieve in order to move ahead in your career, right. They can also advise you that, okay, these are the kind of activities that you need to perform in order to perform well, right, so that you can move ahead, and they can also refer you to somebody else, and you can also take help of the mentors who would be responsible for your personal and professional growth. So, they are going to provide lot of insights, experiences, they would share it with you, and then probably that would help you. Okay. So, managers have a lot of responsibility in terms of planning certain interventions for growth and development, in terms of training and development or learning development activities, coaching, mentoring, right, or sometimes even counseling also. That refers to counseling, because sometimes your performance may not be bad because of knowledge and skill, but because you lack motivation, interest, and these kind of things, and that is where you need to be referred to the counselors to ensure that you perform well and can grow well, right. So, managers have lot of responsibility, because ultimately they are going to supervise, they are going to monitor, they are going to observe all your activities at the workplace. Okay. So, since the managers are in direct interaction with the individual concerned, they understand much better an individual, right. So, with these kind of things, probably they take the responsibility or the onus to see that what needs to be done in order to see that their people grow and develop in the organization, and that is where managers' responsibility comes into the picture. Now, apart from managers' responsibility, we also need to look into the responsibility of the organization. Okay. So, what organizations can help you, in what way organizations can help the individuals, right. So, basically when you are looking at career and development and growth from the organizational perspective, so they want to see to it that you have all the requisite knowledge, skill and experiences which is required to be performed effectively at a given level, right. It means that you need to be assessed to ensure that you are available and you qualify to fill the position, right. What I mean to say by qualify to fill the position, that you must have all the requisite knowledge, skill and experiences to perform effectively at that particular level, right. So, how they do know that you have all the requirements in terms of knowledge, skill and experiences, so that you can perform well, right. So, one idea is that they are going for your assessment, they are going to assess you, evaluate you to see that whether you have those qualifications or not. Okay. And they are going to assess whether you can be really promoted or not. Okay. So, whether you are promotable or not, and this is a part of what you call their workforce planning, or what you call as a part of the manpower planning. Exercise. So, this manpower planning exercise, they try to say that they have the right number of people, right kind of people, okay, at the right time and right place. So, they want to see that all positions are filled up with the right kind of people as and when it is required, right. And for that they conduct lot of exercises, they go for forecasting, they use lot of tools and techniques to ensure that they have the requisite number of people. If the requisite number of people are not there, then they go for other activities, alternative activities like recruiting or doing something else. So, as a part of their manpower planning exercise, they also prepare an inventory of the people. Okay. That is a part of what you call the internal supply analysis. So, as a part of the internal supply analysis, this are going to say that what is the quality and quantity of people that is available within the organization, and this is basically communicated through the inventory of the people, that is quality and quantity of people that you have, right. So, once you know that this is the quality and quantity of people that you have, so at different levels in the organization, okay, in the hierarchy. So, you know that there is going to be a person who is going to retire at this particular level, suppose about to retire. Now, this position is going to be vacant. So, if somebody, those who are working at this particular level, suppose 4 people are there, then who needs to be promoted? And for this they are going to have some kind of assessment related to your potentials, okay, in terms of different kind of abilities that is required. It could be related to your managerial capabilities, technical capabilities, or professional capabilities, or behavioral capabilities, right. So, you are going to assess the promotability of the employees. You will also look at the performance of the individual, and based on this assessment, you can decide that out of these 4 people who are working here, who is going to promote it. Now, you based on this assessment of various activities, you think that okay, this person is going to move to this person, right. And this assessment has to be made by the organization to ensure that this person is going to be promoted. Okay. So, you move ahead in the career. Now, other those who are left out, they would think that okay, this is the set of things that they need to have in order to get promoted. So, that would also give a message to others that what needs to be done. Okay. So, when you are going to assess the potential of the employees, and this entire process is known as potential appraisal. Potential appraisal. So, this potential appraisal actually helps you to identify the potential of the employees in terms of his various competencies that person has, and whether he could be promoted or not. Okay. So, this is one exercise that could be carried out on the part of the organization to ensure that your potential is assessed, and this assessment of the potential could be done through 360-degree technique. It could be also done through assessment centers, right, and this can help you in the process of appraising the potential, and then based on the potential ratings you can decide who is the person who is going to be promoted to the next level. Now, moving further, we will also see some of the examples, okay, organizational examples, that what they do when it comes to identifying going for career development. Okay. So, what I am going to discuss here some case examples especially related to career development, and here we are going to see that how companies actually develop their strategies or plan their strategies when it comes to career planning, right. Now, I am taking first example of Ernst & Young India. It is a that is a global consulting firm, and their strategy especially when it with in relation to India is very clear. Okay. So, they try to see certain things, that first of all they try to see that individual goals and organizational goals are aligned with each other. Okay. They have a formal assessment system to check the skill gaps and the potential of the career, right. And when they are going to design training tools, various interventions to look, they try to basically examine your previous performance, your potential, okay, and the kind of skill set and competencies that you have, and whether it is matching with the requirement of the organization or not, right. And this company also take up the professional trainers to see that how they are going to take it up, right. So, Ernst & Young India is one such example that I can give you, that they have a very clear cut development strategy and they follow it rigorously to see that they are able to align individual goals and objectives with the organizational goals and objectives. The competencies that you are going to develop is going to fulfill the requirements of the organization, and they are going to assess you not only your past performance, but also look at your future potentials to see that whether you develop those competencies through training and development activities to grow and develop in the career. Now, another example from Hyundai Motor. Okay. Now, if it's a, that is a South Korean company, okay, and it has now established business in India and it offers cars. Okay. So, you will find that if the kind of things that they do so far as career is concerned, like they identify high potential employees and they are called achievers. Okay. And then they try to see the kind of attributes they have, like the mental toughness, competence and ambition to advance. Okay. Now, it is the responsibility of the HR department to design interventions keeping these goals in mind. Okay. So, HR department has a responsibility to design a development process which in a very holistic way, which is going to help you to see that you are able to develop these achievers. Okay. And that is a part of the career development system, right. Now, I have taken another example, it is a Seagram, it is a Canadian liquor and has a wing in India also. Now, what they do basically, starting with the induction program and other things, they try to make sure that there are a number of enabling factors which is going to help you to grow and develop in the organization, right. So, they start a good induction program and then they try to see that you have all the information that is required, and then in the beginning itself you are made very clear that this is how you can grow and develop in a career, and what kind of a skill set is required at different levels, that is communicated very clear. And they also communicate that yes, if you really work hard and if you perform well, you can grow and develop in your career in this organization, and you can even be a CEO of this organization, right. So, and this is very clearly communicated, and then they have a very objective system of evaluation of performance, and they also have assessment centers to see to it that what needs to be done. Now, what we have done, we have looked into some of the examples of Indian companies and their career development strategies to supplement about the organizational career planning path. Now, if you look at all kind of activities that individual are going to do or the organizational is going to do, especially related to career development. So, both whether you are talking about individual career plan or organizational career plan, right, both are going to align their activities in such a way, so that they could take up activities related to career development that we have discussed, right. Like when we are talking about individual career plan, you have to assess your need, look at your opportunities, set career goals, right, and you also develop a strategy and implement it. And when it comes to organizational career planning process, they are going to assess your potential, they are going to see that yes, career paths are available for everyone in the organization, and they try to see that your career goals are going to fulfill organizational requirements also, right. And then they try to organize workshops and seminars, okay, through managers and HRD people to communicate you what are the various careers that is available. Okay. Now, as a part of this career development process or career management process, you will find that you need to align and integrate individual career plan with the organizational career plan, with the objective to achieve the career development of the goals, right. So, you tell them okay, what are the careers that is available to you, how in what organization can help you, what kind of assessment tools are available, right, whether you need counseling or not, what kind of information services will be required, okay, how you can be assessed, what kind of development plan can be offered by for you. Okay. So, that you are able to develop yourself in the career, right. Next to that, we will see that the idea of having a career management system for the organization is developing a career path. Okay. So, developing a career path especially within the organization. So, if you look at some of the internal staffing issues, okay, it include promotions, transfers, demotions and separations, right. So, it is something like this. Okay. You are here, I think I have already talked about it, in the hierarchy at a particular level. So, if you are moving to this next level, it means that is promotion, right. What is transfer? You are transferred to a different department, it is the same department, suppose this is a department. So, you are going to be in a different department, because you are not suitable for the job that is here. So, you are going to be transferred in a different department, where knowledge and skill could be effectively utilized. Okay. So, you could be here instead of here, because your knowledge and skill set does not match with the job requirement at this place. So, you could be here, right. So, you could be transferred. Transferred may be upward or it could be at the same level in a different department, right. So, if it upwards, it is basically a promotion. So, if it is same, then it is what we call it is a transfer at the similar level, right. That is what we call lateral move. It is not a horizontal move, right. Not horizontal move could be two things, like it could be promotion or it could be demotion also. Suppose consistently you have not been able to perform and the management finds that you are not able to perform well, then you could be demoted also at a lower level, where it can be found that you are going to work effectively at this level, provided you are not able to perform well, right. And ultimately, if you are not able to perform even at this level, or if management feel that you are not fit for this level, then there could be separation. Separation means that either you are supposed to quit the job, either you are going to do it on your own, or even the management decides and gives you the letter, right. So, these are the staffing issues that need to be looked into, especially when it comes to career management, because they have to see or ensure that you are in the right kind of job. So, your skill set is matching with the requirement of the organization at any given level in any department, and that is why these kind of activities are taken care by the organization related to career management, right. Now, the idea is basically that you can effectively utilize and develop talent at different levels. Okay. You also provide opportunities to the employees for self appraisal to see that where they can be fitted, okay, across divisions and graphic locations, right. And then you also make sure that everybody has equal opportunity. So, you go for some kind of affirmative actions, though not applied in India, but it could be done where you have commitment to see that people are able to develop themselves, right. Now, in addition to that, you will also find that yes, the career management activities initiated by the organization is going to satisfy employees specific development needs in terms of his growth and development. Similarly, he is able to improve his performance even at the next level, not at the level at which he is performing, that is very, very important. And if he is regularly developing himself and moving ahead in the career, then one thing can happen, that is you can expect better loyalty and commitment and motivation from the individual to perform well, because he knows now that if he works hard, he is going to move to the next level. So, he would be this would actually kind of reinforce or a motivator for him to do and perform equally well, right. And then on the basis of these assessments, you can also identify his requirements. So, these are the different activities where organization can facilitate to ensure that people are able to achieve their goals and objectives, right. As a part of that, you know that sometimes they also look into the markets, like they post jobs, they tell you what are the career paths, they also go through the exercise of skill inventory that we have already talked about. Okay. So, these are the various activities that can be taken up. Okay. And as a part of the development program, they can go for rotations, so that you develop different kind of skills. You are provided a mentor, so that you are able to grow and develop under the skill guidance of a senior professional, and then your performance is evaluated using a assessment center. So, that you come to know where you are and where do you stand and what needs to be done, right. Then the idea is that you have to add value to your career, and in the process you not only you are going to add value to your career, but how organizations are going to add value to your career, right. So, if you are thinking that you are an independent person who must continuously improve your skill, and that is where organization is going to help you, right. Similarly, also on your own you are going to see that how you are going to manage your career and how you can integrate and align organizational career plan and individual career plan to ensure that both of them succeed and grow together. It is not only individual that is going to grow and succeed, but also organization. So, it is a mutual commitment on both sides. Okay. Then another important issue is that provided you are not able to perform at that particular level, then you are not going to move laterally, but horizontally, not upward, but downwards, and then sometimes you do not have the capability to perform at that level, because there are certain changes. So, it become very difficult for you to perform at that level. Then management can think about demoting you at a lower level where you can perform effectively, right. So, and that would be less stressful for you, because suppose you think that you will not be able to perform. So, you might lose your job. So, it is better to get demoted instead of losing your job, because that is a compulsion, right. So, these kind of activities are also taken by the organization. Thank you very much.